welcome back to the channel, guys. I've got a bit of an update on the Scania 143 today. So I've had lots and lots of you guys messaging in, asking what's going on with this truck and when more videos are going to be uploaded on this. This truck has come to a stop for a little while. Me and Glenn have both been just extremely busy running our day-to-day businesses. As you know, guys, these vehicles, the trucks and the cars are only done as a hobby. So obviously when the businesses get busy, we have to prioritize the businesses, and stuff like this has to come as second priority, so to speak. So Glenn's been extremely busy running businesses, and so have I. I've also had a lot of other stuff going on in the background with my own businesses and also the other cars and stuff. Now, as you all know, the Ferrari went into paint, and we did get a couple of other projects on the go in the meantime. Reason being, we needed to get some of the extremely messy work done on those other vehicles, i.e. the Manta, the Magnum the Magnum Vauxhall, and a few other bits we've had going on, because I don't want the Ferrari coming back from the paint shop in brand new fresh paint and then being in a workshop where we're welding, grinding, banging and sanding. So we've had to utilise the time while the Ferrari's been away in the paint shop to get as much of that messy work done as we possibly could, which then rendered the Scania on the back burner. So just to answer a few of your questions, yes, we are still on with this truck. Yes, it is still progressing, and we are going to get back on with this truck very, very soon. I'm hoping to get back on with this and start making some progress on this as soon as next week, and then some more videos and new videos will be uploaded with some hopefully really good progress on this truck. Now, you might notice a few changes there straight away. I have got the mirrors on, mirror backs. Originally, these mirrors was fitted without the mirror covers, and we was in two minds whether to fit these or leave them with the mirrors just in black. I got Tom to paint the covers, and I put one on, and I thought, you know what, they need to be in white. So we've then gone ahead and reused the original wide angle mirrors and painted those in white. We've had to get some new covers because some of these blanking caps was missing, and obviously we've painted the main mirror covers white as well, and I think you'll all agree that that does look very, very nice. It ties all that in there at the front, looks far better than black. So I'm going to have a little bit of a walk around, show you a couple of little bits that we have got done that hasn't been videoed, and I'll tell you sort of where we're up to with this progress. If you are just joining this project for the first time, this will pretty much bring you up to date, and also hopefully answer a few of the questions that you guys have been messaging in and emailing in. So just to start with, we have got our new beacon. So this is the beacon, what is going to sit on top of the flyer. It is quite a large beacon. If I put my foot there just for reference, you can see it is quite a large beacon, and that is going to go on top of the flyer. We're in two minds yet whether to also put a large beacon on the roof, or we may not bother doing that. We are going to put some big Hadley air horns on the roof, and possibly a roof bar with some spotlights and stuff on as well, but we've not quite made our mind up on that yet. So you'll also notice there now that we do have one of the rear mud wings sat in position, and we've also got some of this edging trim on. Now, we was originally going to bolt this mud wing with some spacers up through the floor. We are going to do that, but what we're also going to do is fit a wing stay. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to get a 35mm wing stay. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see under here, guys. It is quite dark, but basically we're going to be bolting a wing stay from the chassis in there across to the back side of this mud wing, so then we can fit some proper wing brackets on there. We're then also going to put some spacers on top of this and bolt it right through the floor, just to stop this centre bit sagging down, just to take some of that weight. And then we're also going to fix it through the back. Down here, we're going to make a bracket basically from this point down to the back edge of the wing, so that will be nice and secure. And then we're going to put some big Scania flaps on the back there as well. Now, one thing I am not entirely happy with, and if you might be better off coming from the other angle with this, guys, just bear with me. So one thing I'm not entirely happy with is the shape of this wing. These do misshape as they are in storage, with the weather changes, warm and cold and so on and so forth. So as you can see there, it is quite wavy down there. So what I'm going to try and do with this in the coming days is going to clamp some nice solid pieces of wood, one on the inside, one on the outside, and run some nice clamps down there and just leave this to sit for a while, and hopefully that will take out those ripples Again, we're in two minds whether to leave these wings black or paint them white. Time dependent, I probably would like to paint them white just to give the body a fatter look, and obviously tie in with the white on the body. But again, it all depends on time, whether time allows that. We've got more pressing and more important things to do on this truck than worry about painting a mud wing in white. So again, we will come back to that. So here we also have our new window scraper seals. As you'll remember, on one of the previous episodes, I fitted these seals there, but they was quite warm. Now these are the originals, and they do fall short just there. You can see that there, guys. There's a little bit of a gap, and also a gap there as well. So these seals have shrunk over time, which has rendered a gap there and a gap there, and I just don't like it. So I've now got brand new ones of them, genuine Scania, to replace those. So that's a quick job that we can get done. We still have our front bumper over here, which has turned into a bit of a shelf at the moment, but we do really need to get on with this. This is sort of the elephant in the room at the moment with this build. We need to get this outside, basically cut a hole in it and smash out all the old fill inside there. It's a weighted front bumper, and it's just been filled with all sorts of bits of steel and shot and all sorts of stuff over the years, and that is all now, over the years, it's got wet, it's rusted, it's bonded itself together, and it's now set solid. So we need to cut quite a large hole in this bumper and get in there and break all this out, empty the bumper out. We can then do some welding and fabrication work on that bumper and get it prepped and filled with concrete, and then we can get it painted, and that can then go back on the front end of the truck, and that will pretty much finish off the front end. I'll take you for a little look inside the truck now. Some of you guys won't have seen this. Again, we have got some work done in here that hasn't yet been filmed. We've just sort of been doing little bits here and there with this truck, and we've just not had time to video it, just to get certain things done, and we've just not had enough footage to put a video together. And I have done various other videos in between doing this, and I've basically just lost the footage. I've had to delete footage to free up space, as my phone was getting full. I do record all this on a phone. As you all know, I'm not a full-time YouTuber, so I just do what I can, basically, and I've had to remove some videos, just a couple of minutes of clips here and there, just to free up that memory. So it just wasn't worth making a video for, so I'll bring you all up to date with this now. I'll just turn this light on, guys, so you can see a little bit better in here, because it is very dark. So there we go. So there's the dash, looking very, very pretty indeed. Now you'll note that the last time you've seen this truck, this wouldn't have been in. This has all now been painted. The levers for the pull stop and the choke, basically the idle, throttle and handbrake, cigarette lighter, that's all in now as well. And we've also fitted our centre console. We've just painted the lid black, because obviously this is going to be used as a shelf, so I didn't want to put this white because it would just get completely manky and go all minging. And again, that's all painted inside as well and looking very, very pretty. This is on a pull forward thing as well, so it basically, I can't do it while I've got my phone in my hand, but this basically pulls forward and you can utilise it as a bit more of a shelf, and then this slides sideways so you can eat your dinner on there and stuff. All the top lockers are now in, all bolted up properly. Majority of the dash is bolted up. We've got to put the tacho and the speedo in yet as well. I have got that. That's now all painted and looks absolutely fantastic as well. You'll note that the seats are in. I think you'll all agree that those seats look absolutely mint, along with our nicely trimmed door cards, side cards, and then Boosh, the big sound wall. We've got some more bits to do on this yet. We are going to be putting a couple of additions in there. And we've also got to put the amps in and stuff. And then we've got to wire it all up. We've made these top quarter cards. You'll remember those top quarter cards wasn't completed up here. We didn't have those because the old ones was completely knackered. Basically they are cardboard and they just disintegrated, so I've had to make those from scratch, but that's going in pretty well. These side cards we've left loose for now because we do need to take these back out to run all the wiring into the speakers. We need to put some interior lights up in here as well, which we're going to put some LED strips in there, so we do need to run the wiring up to that as well. So we've just left both of these side cards loose for now, just so we can run some wiring and bits and bobs that we still need to finish off. But I think, guys, this interior is certainly getting there. and it looks absolutely fantastic in here now. Check those seats out. How well do they look? Fully customised in here now. Really, really nice. Not much has changed on this side, really. I think you've all seen this. You're all pretty much up to date with this. The wiring still needs doing. We've not really progressed anywhere with that. Again, this is another one of the elephant in the rooms type of situations where it's just getting the time to get on this, and rewiring this whole body is a massive job and it's very time consuming. So that is something we need to try and free up some time to do. Once that's done, that's a massive bulk of the work done. Just to see all these lights lit up all the way down the side, and all these body lights, once they're all lit up, that will be a good day, and that should look absolutely fantastic as well. We've not got the mud wing on this side yet, and what we did on the other side, we had to manage to replace the body mounts, and this is what we've been waiting for. Basically, the reason we haven't got these wings on yet is because we needed to replace those body mounts up in there, because they were just on some temporary mounts for the time being, until we waited for the proper mounts coming, which are now installed on the other side, but we still need to install the body mounts on this side and get that wing on there as well. So just moving on around the back, again, not much has changed around here really, other than the truck's gathering quite a lot of dust. These lights are just in loose. We have got some of the wiring ran in there, which is a good job because it's just saved that light from falling on the floor. We've got some of the wiring ran in there, but it's not all tidied up yet, and we don't want to fasten these in completely until we've got the body wired up and we can make sure these are all working as they should and they're all wired up correctly. So there is some wiring gone on, but again, we don't want to fasten these in until we know they're right, basically. And then same on this side, two of them are wired up, and then we've got the wire in there ran in for the third light on this side. The work lamps still need wiring up, the outline markers still need wiring up as well. So I've just got our beacon placed on the body there. I'm just going to climb up there now. I'm going to place this on top of the flyer and see how it fits, and hopefully it should be long enough. It should be a good fit. So we'll climb up there now. I'll be back in a minute. So I would say that is pretty much a perfect fit. This does sit on feet, and at the minute obviously the feet aren't on there, so this will sit higher than where it is now, but I can't put the feet on until we've marked out the holes and drilled it, basically, because the bolts go right from the base of the beacon right through the rubber mounts, and then you put a nut on the bottom. So unfortunately I can't get it on the rubber mounts just yet, but let me just walk back a bit, guys. Again, looking a little bit dusty up here, but you know, it is in a working workshop. It wants taking out at some point and giving a wash off. But yeah, I think they are pretty much a perfect size. So happy with that. One of the other things we need to do is to chop this exhaust down. Now we've left this long on purpose just till we get the beacons mounted on the feet and we've got it at the height it's going to stay at, and then we can cut this to size, because we want to make sure that this exhaust stack clears the beacons, because I've seen a few of these old trucks, and when this has been cut too short, it sucks all the beacons up and just makes a mess of all your paintwork, and obviously covers some of your beacon, which you don't really want. So once all this is bolted in, we can then work out how high we need to go with this, chop it off, and then we're going to be putting an angled pipe on there so the smoke's coming backwards, a bit of a slash cut type thing, probably on like a 45-degree angle or something like that, or something similar. So yeah, that's another job that needs taking care of. Well, it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? I had to do that just to see what it looked like. I've just basically rigged it up to a DeWalt battery just to see what it looked like. So I'm just going to jump down and have a look what it looks like from down below as well. There is various different flashing patterns you can choose on that, but that's just what it came on as. So yeah, that's a good size. That should work pretty well. Again, it will sit a little bit higher than this. This is just placed on with no feet at the moment, so it will lift up past that roof pod and it should sit at a good height as well. Let's see what it looks like from the back. There's going to be plenty more flashing lights on this vehicle as well. Perfect size that. So I'm going to climb back up here now and just disconnect this. I've got some brackets here fabricated, and these are what are going to hold our rear flaps into the rear wings. Obviously you can imagine that is going to be one quite large flap that goes in there, and there's going to be a lot of flex in that, and generally it'll sort of wobble around and your tyres will just wear through it, and it's just not very good at all. So these will support that flap. We bought these two, the wheel arch, mud wing, whatever you want to call it, and then this basically supports the flap, and you secure your flap then to these brackets. So we've got those ready to go. It's another thing that needs to be installed. I've also got our exhaust flexi. I'm hoping we won't need to use all of that, but that's the length it came in, so we had to buy a full length of this stuff. And that is for basically to go from the housing at the back of the turbo, and then it's going to make a nice swoop and come under here and connect to our stack, so we can finally get that all connected up. And then we need to buy a couple of new straps for the stack, because at the moment, as you can see there, it's just held on temporarily with a ratchet strap. So that is something else I need to get ordered in, which I keep forgetting about. Must remember to order those straps. One other thing I forgot to show you in here as well is this that we've been trying to source. We've now got our nice new genuine Scania brand spanking new gear gator, and we've also managed to source the plastic padding that goes in around there as well, because we was missing that, and it took some finding, but we've actually managed to get one now, which is in really good condition. So that's another thing that can go in. So yeah, bits and bobs have been happening, guys. It's not come to a complete stop. Just been very, very slow progress over the past 6 months with this truck. We got so far of it so fast. Over the first 6 months, we just sort of made leaps and bounds in progress with this truck. But unfortunately, as you all know, business and life and other priorities do take over. So just wanted to clear a few things up, guys, that this truck is still here. We are still working on it. It is going to come back to the channel, hopefully as soon as next week. As soon as we can get back on this truck, we certainly will do. We've got to have a bit of a clear out in the workshop, tidy some stuff out, make some room around this truck. I would like to get it out and give it a good wash before we start to work on it again, because it's covered in that much dust. I don't want to start sort of touching it and moving that dust around, because as you know, it does start to scratch the paint. So I'd like to get it out, get it washed, get it dried, get it back in the workshop, clear some space out, and then let's have a fresh start on it and get cracking on this truck, and let's get it finished and done and dusted. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting back on this. So I'm gonna sit here for a couple of minutes and write a list out, try and get my head back into exactly what's left to do on this truck, or the majority of it at least. I think I need to get a to-do list on this truck now, write stuff down in order of what's priority, and make a list that we can then just tick off, done, 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 done. So we all know where we're up to with it, and it's just easier to work on something like this when you've got a list to aim for of jobs that need to be done. So I'm going to drop a couple of videos in now, guys, of me and Glenn fitting these bits and bobs. A few weeks ago, we had a little bit of a struggle with this, and some of it got a little bit comical. So I'm going to leave these videos here for you now. Have a watch, enjoy, and I'll catch you all soon. Is that because you did it? But you're right, it is going in. It's all in the wrist under. But you're right, it is because I did it. Yeah. My eye is killing. That's what happens when you play silly games. Ugh. You're side tight. Yeah. Professional, mate. Let's do this. It's not started, but it's starting. It's into that bracket. I can't get a grip of it to. Need to bomb that back on there as well. What went in there? A blank. Was it in there?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is right.
Is that not going in?
No.
Do you need me to do it for you? Don't worry about that bit.
It's on your side again. That screw's quite long enough.
I agree with that.
Let's see if I can find.
So that this is maybe a bit tricky, this, you know. Could be a job for Glenn, this. That's horrible. How's it doing that?
I knew it would be a job for me because I heard the word horrible afterwards.
No, I didn't mean it like that, but
Yeah, you did.
do you know what we should have done?
Put it in
Before we screwed
tightened
that
it.
off. Oh, I can't deal with that right now.
I thought I'll let us just screw it all up and see how long it takes Andy to notice. A piece of metal in my finger. And
Right, I'm going to put that in there just because it'll make me feel a little bit better, like we've done a little bit more. Something like that. Yeah? Is that right?
yeah.
Don't open. That's better. No, it's not. Yeah, there you go. Any glue? Oh. That's got to come back out again now, isn't it?
What?
That ashtray, because we didn't plug the light in.
Silly bastard. Should there be two of them lights or just one?
There's one, it's like a thingy that tracks across both sides. There you go.
Have one of these.
I'll grab one this side and get these in. Nothing wants to play ball today. It's putting up a fight. She's saying, I don't want to go back together. I think the professional struggler should come down and help us with this truck anyway. This is just not working. Don't know what's going on here. I don't know if that's upside down or what. I think it is. I see your mate bought that car, that Volza replica car.
Who?
Your mate.
Which mate?
Your mate, Tim.
Tim?
Your mate, Tim.
Look at Tim.
Yeah.
He bought it?
Yeah, bought that Dosser car, didn't he?
Oh, I saw it fucking pulling up outside his... You did that video where he pulled up outside.
Yeah, I bet you did.
You did.